Hello my friends, I hope you're having a great day. I'm having a fantastic day. It's really hot here in Scotland, hence the sweatiness, so apologies about that. But today I wanted to go over one of my most popular lessons, and that is what to play when you're in a guitar store. Now, this can be an intimidating subject for many, especially if you're a beginner. You know, getting a new guitar should be exciting, it should be fun, it should be joyous, it should be euphoric. But when you walk through those doors in a guitar store, you see the beautiful guitars and you see all the people, you know, and the guy, you know, who picks up the guitar, he picks the guitar, this is a great guitar, and then he shreds up and down the neck going like, yeah, see? And then he gives you it, and you're like, alright, yeah, I think your nerves go, right? Your fingers go to jelly. And that's why I've got today's lesson, because today's lesson, you only really need one chord, technically two, but it's very easy to play and it's really easy to make stuff up, and it's really good to get your confidence going. Alright, so I'm going to get into that right now, but first I would like to know, do you guys have anything in particular that you like to play in a guitar store? Do you have any recommendations? Let us know in the comments what your favourite thing is to play when you're in that situation. Anyways, let's get right into it. So all we really need is the E chord. Okay. Now we're going to leave our index finger free, and there's a good reason for that, right? We're going to play with the E chord here, and we're going to move it up to the 6th and 7th fret. This technically becomes an A. The 8th and 9th fret, and that technically becomes a B. I'm saying technically because we're using these open strings as well, alright? Which we can do when we're playing in the key of E, and it sounds glorious, alright? So, amazing sound on the acoustic guitar. Now, a little rule of thumb here when you're making stuff up. Start with the E, finish with a B. Alright, and you'll always come up with something that sounds, you know, pretty structured. So, for example, we can use this chord as well, which is the E chord. It's just up an octave, alright, on the 13th and 14th fret. And that right there is, you know, enough to get around the guitar. You know, you don't actually need to take your fingers off, and you can have some fun without getting too overwhelmed. Now, we can add in a few other chords. We can add in the minor chords. We're basically playing in the key of E here, right? But if we want to add in a little sexy bridge, then we can add in these chords. Alright, now all we do is we kind of keep the same shape. We keep these two fingers here, but we can move this up to the 4th fret, put our index finger on 2, and we technically have an F sharp minor. We can move that up to the 4th and 6th fret, where we technically have a G sharp minor. We can also use the 9th and the 11th fret, and we technically have a C sharp minor. Okay, and then we can really mix and match. I use the minor chords for a nice bridge. Again, finishing the B chord, and you know, finish the whole thing off with that. That's my system. All right. So, for example, all right. Bridge. Sexy. There you have it, guys. Something that's pretty easy, but it sounds pretty cool and gets you going up the guitar and getting those lovely noises out your brand new acoustic. So I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, then give it a like. If you haven't subscribed already, subscribe for more new lessons every single week. And if you're in need of a guitar teacher and you like me, then you can check out my program where I work with you privately right here. Alright guys, take it easy, and I will see you in the next one.